Why are viral products so bad?
The internet has turned buying random junk into a personality. Every other week, there's a must-have product blowing up, and if you don't own it, people...
Bro, the worst one, okay, not an you-own product, but everybody was raving about the chamoy pickle. I will stand by that looking so gross. Like a jelly. It's like a pickle that's like wrapped in like Gushers with like hot sauce on it. Oh. I understand it's like hitting the salty, sweet, like sour, like vinegar-esque taste. But that's like a culmination of all of those sounds really gross. And then buying it on the TikTok shop and it's showing up a month later, like in your fucking mail lockbox in the hot sun in the summer. Ooh, my chamoy pickle's here. Ew. Fucking,
act like
I'm
you're living
not
in
eating that.
the Stone Age. TikTok makes it look like these things are magical, life-changing, revolutionary, but when you actually get one, it's always the same story. It's just a regular product with good PR. And
Oh my god, I thought that was a chamoy pickle. It was the gold Labubu.
And it's never something useful. It's always cups, drinks, pillows, headphones, basic stuff we already had. But people fall for it every time because nobody wants to admit they wasted money on something mid. So instead, they hype it up like it's the best thing ever just to feel better about blowing.
Yo, it really is like that, though. You get on a hype train, bro. I swiped up to get iced up by Supreme Patty. And I tried to reason at the time that it was a good purchase. I bought the free chain. I was that guy. I was early on into this era. I know we're talking about viral products in today, but I think I was one of the people that fell for the start of those products. You were like 11 years old. I know. But I remember being like, this is good value. This is a sick chain. I know it's fake. But it was only $10 in shipping. It was free. $10 in shipping's where they get you because the chain's worth 30 cents. Anyways, yeah, today it's like Labubus and all that stuff. You hop on the train. In the back of your subconscious, you're like, this is lame as fuck. But everybody else is hyping it up, so you also hype it up to make yourself feel better about the fact that you wasted $60 on a fucking Labubu.
The truth is, these products don't blow up because they're good. They blow up because they look good in a 15-second TikTok. It's not about function. It's about clout. It's
oh my god, Dubai chocolate. Fuck Dubai chocolate. Dubai chocolate. You gotta try out the Dubai. Bro, it tastes like a Kit Kat bar, bruh. It tastes like a Kit Kat bar with pistachios. I've had it. The Dubai chocolate's so fucking good. No, it's not. It's good. It's chocolate. It's fucking candy. Okay? Like, stop acting like God is touching your head while you're eating this. Okay? Like, that's not what that's not what it feels like. That's not what it tastes like. It's okay. It's not that good.
Consumerism dressed up as a trend.
It's so good. No, it's not. People like the fucking texture.
And everybody's too busy posting about it.
You had it on Temu? I did have a Temu Dubai chocolate. I had another one too. And they were good. I liked them. I would eat them. But I'm not going to sit there and be like, okay, you guys. I just tried the best product I think I've had in so long. Look at this. They always make the weirdest sound. Look at the cross section. It's look at the pistachio Crumbl, bro. Who gives a fuck? It's Dubai chocolate. That'd be like me going on TikTok with a Kit Kat bar and being like, look how fucking good the texture is. Look how formulated it all is together.
So today we're going through the most overhyped product the internet has ever lost its mind over. The stuff people pretend is life-changing when really it's just a waste of shelf space. All right, let's start it off by upsetting some people. Crumbl cookies. Listen.
Oh my god. No, Crumbl cookie. You weren't there for a Crumbl cookie before it was hype. And I'm not trying to be like one of those people that only likes niche things and when shit gets popular it gets bad. Crumbl cookie isn't even cookies anymore. They sell like fucking mini cakes, okay? This ain't a goddamn bakery, buddy. This is a cookie shop. All I want to buy is a cookie, okay? And then when you have the influencers being like, oh, look at this week's Crumbl cookies, you're going to die of a heart attack by the age of 55. And I'm not saying I'm healthy by any means, okay? I have a lot of fucking health problems and shit that I fucking should probably stop doing. Marijuana. If you're eating 6 Crumbl cookies, 4 Crumbl cookies a week, those are bad for you. Like, one Crumbl cookie is like 700 I don't even know how many calories it is. It's like fucking 35 grams of saturated fat. 700 to 800 calories for one cookie. Motherfuckers be sitting down in a TikTok review and eating all 4.
Listen, I'll be fair, Crumbl isn't the
I think I'd die in my car after I hit fucking stop recording and post it.
worst thing in the world. Some of the cookies taste all right, but the way that
You start feeling like when you're fucking too high and you just start freaking out about your heart rate. Finish the Crumbl cookies. I'm just sitting in my car. I just start hearing. I'm like, just sitting there panning.
people hype these things up, that's what makes them unbearable. Crumbl isn't even about dessert, it's about marketing.
Like, what is that? That's not a cookie.
The pink box, the weekly flavor drops, the TikTok reviews, it's all designed to make you feel like you're part of an event. When you actually sit down and eat one, you realize pretty quick it's just a cookie.
No, they're pretty good. I will say that. They're pretty good fucking cookies. But they're just pretty good fucking cookies. It's literally just a bigger cookie that you could bake at home. They taste like their chocolate chip cookies really good, but it just tastes it tastes like a sea salt cookie. They're undercooked. I like that. I kind of want it to be a little doughy, you know? Like they take it out a little early.
It's just a giant over-frosted cookie. And they're heavy. Like, you can't casually eat Crumbl 2 bites in and you're already tapping out.
I could throat 10 of those. I could get down. Now, I would feel so guilty, but that's a crazy statement to say. I could get 10 Crumbl cookies down, no problem. Maybe not 10. I think chat, how many Crumbl cookies do you think you could eat in one sitting? The most I've ever eaten in one sitting is 2. And I felt like shit after, I'll say that. I had it was like an anchor in my stomach, but because it's just like dense dough is what it feels like. I think I could eat 4. I think I could eat a set of 4 Crumbl cookies. The last 1.5 would be bad, though. I think I could truck through 2.5, no problem. Then once I hit around the 2,000 calorie wall, I'd be like, yeah, this is not good anymore. I have always wanted to, though, at some point in my life, just say fuck it and do like a beard meets food type thing. I want to eat really healthy for a month and then one day just eat an entire cheesecake. I would love that. And then I would hate it by the end of it and I could go another month. That's how I'm perceiving it, right? I eat really healthy for a month straight. And then I just sit down and I eat 5,000 calories worth of brownies. And then by the last one, I'm like, I hate this. And then but I enjoy the experience. And then I just do the same thing over and over again.
Some of them push 700 to 800 calories.
Look at that! 40 grams of saturated fat, 110 grams of sugar, 220 milligrams of cholesterol. Oh my God. And then you have that one dumbass that's like, 15 grams of protein, though. I eat a lot of protein. You're a dumbass.
That's not a snack. That's a full meal disguised as a dessert. What usually happens is...
For those of you that don't know, saturated fat is what fucking clogs your arteries. Like, there's things that have saturated fat that aren't bad for you, like nuts, like eggs, and other things. But 40 grams of saturated fat, bro, if you ate like that every day for like 10 years, you would die.
Is you buy a box, you try a couple flavors, you post it on your story, and then half of them end up in the fridge until they harden into hockey pucks. Crumbl isn't really a...
Oh, I never put them in the fridge. Are you supposed to? I just leave them out. But I finish them in like 3 days.
Food, it's more of an activity. And the fans that treat the weekly flavors like...
I love when I get them, but I get mad when I get them. Is that a something that makes sense? Like, there's been times where Brooks got me Crumbl cookies, and I'm very happy about it. But in the back of my head, I'm like, damn, I know I'm going to eat all of these. And then you feel guilty about, like, eating all of them. you know?
Oh my god, Fruity Pebble cheesecake is back. Cool, but it still tastes like every other Crumbl flavor. Sugar stacked on sugar with some cereal thrown on top. So, yeah, Crumbl isn't terrible, but it's nowhere near worth the hype. It's like
Bro, just get four chocolate chip cookies. That's all you need.
Next up is Matcha. Matcha went from being a traditional Japanese tea to TikTok's favorite personality trait.
Yeah, I gotta let know something, man. I'm a matcha now, man. I like this shit. It's cooler, it's smoother, it's matcha.
Well, isn't most matcha that they sell at like Starbucks and other places not really like authentic matcha? It's just like flavor blasted full of sugar and other shit. Like it's not real. Like you're not just drinking straight up matcha. You're drinking like the Americanized version of matcha.
Every influencer is holding a $7 green latte like it's liquid enlightenment. And here's the thing, it looks cool in photographs, it looks nice, but the matcha that most people drink tastes like chalky grass. Like, let's be real, half the matcha lovers aren't in it for the flavor, they're in it for the aesthetic. It's the official drink of...
It's not even in it for the flavor. Like, I don't drink matcha, but I like other teas. I like shit that tastes bad, but makes me feel healthy. Like, that's a bad way to gauge some things. But generally speaking, I think the worse something tastes, the better it is for you. Like kale or spinach. Like, stuff like that. Oh, that's disgusting, but it's really good for me. What about vodka? Okay, no. Never mind, you have fucking thrown a wrench in my wheel. My entire theory has been disproven. I am wrong, and I will admit that. One word, you just disproved me. Yeah, vodka's bad for you, and it tastes like shit.
I need to look productive in a coffee shop. And the way it's marketed is hilarious. People act like matcha is a miracle potion. It boosts energy, clears your skin. It adds 5 years to your life. Meanwhile, you're drinking 2 scoops of green powder whipped into milk and sugar. Like, that's not skincare. Again, that's just like diet Starbucks. It also got TikTokified into everything. Matcha cake, matcha donuts, matcha ice cream, matcha protein bars. At this point, matcha isn't even tea.
Matcha protein bar? That sounds fucking gross.
It's like a flavor filter that brands slap on products to upcharge you $3. So, like I said, it's like Crumbl. It isn't awful, but I hate that it's just plastered everywhere and it's been made into everything that it's not, like cookies and ice cream, just let it be tea. Also, we need to stop pretending that it's some divine superfood,
Well, I think matcha is kind of taking the place of pumpkin spice to a degree. I think matcha is kind of like a trend flavor that will kind of fade in and out of existence depending on the season and the vibe. It's not really, and I think, yeah, people do like it because they think they're being healthy, and most people don't understand how to read, like, a label.
Most of it tastes like lawn clippings with oat milk. The thing about matcha, too, is it didn't just become a drink trend, it also downgraded into straight brain rot. Like, people will just say matcha out loud the same way they spam skibbity or gyat. No context, no setup, just random noise to fill space. Like,
yeah, a random noise to fill space, I think that's really like the 6-7 meme. Really like the 6-7 meme. I genuinely believe there are like 30% of Gen Alpha kids that probably sit alone in their room and just go 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7, 6-7. And they just like spam say it. When you have like a song stuck in your head, it's just like the demons in the back of their brain are just like forcing them to have 6-7 as the front of their mind for the next 2 years before it is so burnt out that their neuroconnections can't stand the fucking thought of 6-7. I saw somebody the other day in my chat say, why don't you lean into the meme? And I thought about it for a bit, but I don't think anybody would recognize that I was doing that. They would just think I'm cringe. I really think I could do what teachers do to their students and make things really cringe. Like, I could lean into the I've been in the hills joke. I could lean into the 6-7 meme, like, so heavily that it ruins it. But I should have done that, like, years ago, It's too late now. Because then it would be obvious that I'm leaning into it for the purpose of people stopping. Please do it. No, I would hate it. Dude, realize that if I had to lean into that meme, the entire month of me having to fucking nonstop be like, 607? 6'7", and just fucking like actually act like I enjoy the meme, it would be unbearable.
You'll see a video of someone's cat knocking over a cup, and someone will just write out matcha. Like, again, like, it just means nothing. It's just the internet's new sound button. That's how you know a word has officially died, when it stops being used for its real meaning and starts getting thrown around as noise. It's cooked when matcha went from a tea to a meme to brain rot in under a year. At this point, people don't even drink it anymore. They just yell it like it's an inside joke with the entire internet. All right, next we got to talk about the Stanley Cup craze. So this was literally...
Oh no, Kim Kardashian did kind of ruin the 6'7" meme on Jimmy Fallon. I will say that. Did y'all see that clip? Because it was so pre-staged, and she goes, 6'7"? And Jimmy goes, oh. And she goes, I brought it back. I'm Kim Kardashian. You know what else I'm bringing back? And then she dabbed. And I think part of my brain died for like a few days after that.
Got to talk about the Stanley Cup craze. So this was literally...
Stanley Cup craze can be boiled down to just any fucking mug. Whether it be Yeti, Hydro Flask, or Stanley Cups. There's always a phase going on with, like, what type of insulative cup you have. And that changes every year.
Just a water bottle, but the internet turned it into a cult. People lining up outside of Target at 6 a.m. like it's the PS5 drop, all for a cup with a handle. The funniest part is, you know, it's not even special, doesn't make the water taste better, doesn't hydrate you faster.
It's a part of an aesthetic. It's the kids specifically want it so they could go to school and with their fucking 42-ounce Dunkin' coffee. Meanwhile, they don't need that much coffee. They're going. And twirling it the whole time. It's a flex. How's it a flex? It's a cup.
It's just one big old cup. But because TikTok decided that it was aesthetic, now you've got moms brawling in the aisle over pastel colors. The resale market is even worse.
I would love to get in a fist fight on Black Friday with a random family. I think that's on my bucket list. To just go to a Black Friday with no goal outside of, like, picking a fight with a random person over an item that I don't care about. Like, them really freaking out about, like, the good deal on a toaster, and then me just having to, like, fucking throw down with a dad. Like... He's like, dude, I need this. It's 42% off. I'm like, well, I need it. It's the best way to toast your bread. And then we just fucking, you would get your ass whooped? Oh, yeah, I think he'd lay me out. I think an old man would kick my ass. Dude, because you got to think, if you're going to Black Friday for a 40% off toaster, you want that toaster. You know, you're there for that toaster. Nothing's stopping you of getting that.
People are flipping limited edition Stanleys for triple the price. Imagine explaining to someone that you just paid $200 for a thermos. Bro, you could have gone to Walmart and bought a Hydro Flask for $20. Same result, less embarrassment. And don't get me wrong, like, the cups are fine. They hold the water. They keep it cold. But people act like owning one is, you know, it's like a personality thing now. I'm a Stanley girl. No, you're hydrated. At this point, the Stanley Cup is not a water bottle. It's just like a status symbol. The cup isn't even about holding water. It's about holding clout. So luckily
Yo, off topic, it made me think about this because of the way they had it set up, like Yankee Candle. That's the one store I could never work at. A Yankee Candle. I feel like I would get migraines working at that store. Or like the fucking perfume section of like a Boscov's, having to just constantly be around like 85 different pungent smells for 8 hours at a time.
a symbol.
What is that? A candle store. Like, the candles are really good, but like a candle, like a Bath and Body Works, or just any place where they're selling like scented soaps and candles and shit. Like, I could not do that.
Cup isn't even about holding water. It's about holding clout. So luckily this one's kind of died out. It was a lot bigger in 2024, but nonetheless, it was definitely a ridiculous time. And then there's the Labubu. These creepy little guys.
The Labubu is the next, like, shitty... I think the Labubu is going to fall off in a month. I think it already has, if I'm being honest. Like, people don't really make many Labubu videos anymore. I think it was, like, a fun summer trend. But in, like, a month or so... I know people are like, yoo-hoo, because of the fucking Juicy Jacobs video. But I think Labubu's at a whole, like, nobody really cares about. It's just like a hype thing. LeBron had one. Yeah, and celebrities extend the hype of that product for a bit. But, like, in about a week, LeBron's going to go, nah, this shit's lame. I have a Labubu on my bag. He's going to take it off, and then the trend's dead.
Goblin dolls that somehow turned into the new status symbol. They started just as collectible toys.
It's fucking weird how a lot of what is deemed popular or enjoyable today, product or game-wise, is entirely based on the content creation around it. Like, a lot of games will die off if content dies off. Sometimes it's the reverse, right? Like, from a gaming perspective. Like, some games die, and then the content creation also dies, but there's a lot of games that are, like, games and things in general, where it's like, if creators are constantly posting things about how they enjoy this, then it's immediately a trend, right? Because if you're, like, an influencing 28-year-old woman that is very trendy, right, and you have the best fashion sense, and you know what's most popular, and companies are paying you, or you're just authentically creating content for Labubus or whatever the fuck you want to talk about, all of your audience is going to go, this is what's cool, I'm going to do this. And the second you stop, they're going, this shit's lame, I don't want to do this. So they kind of control the market in that sense. That's why they get paid so much, even though they're short-form creators, because, like, these companies know if they promote their products, like, they're going to fucking pop off. Especially with, like, yeah, the consumerism with, like, K-pop artists and shit is insane.
From Pop Mart.
Like, if your favorite K-pop artist loves Labubus, you love Labubus.
But now people treat them like designer bags. Whole adults are lining up, dropping hundreds, fighting over blind boxes to get a bug-eyed gremlin with fangs. The hype is insane. Celebrities started posting them, and suddenly everyone's like, OMG, I need a Labubu. Need? Bro, you are 30 years old. Why are you beefing with middle schoolers over a toy that looks like it crawled out of a gas station claw machine? This also has one of the most absurd resale markets. People are flipping these things for hundreds of dollars. Some are going for thousands. Imagine paying fucking rent money for a plushie that looks like a Furby on bath salts. And the collectors act like it's culture. They'll be like, no, you don't get it. It's about the art. No, bro, you're gambling on blind boxes until you finally pull the rare one. It's not art.
Well, it's weird because millennials are the ones that have the money to do it. So it seems really lame that, like, 30-year-olds are the ones that are, like, getting into Labubu trends and Matcha and all this other shit. But it's like everybody else is broke. So I'm not saying everyone, but, like, the majority of people in, like, their 20s don't have money, and they don't have money to spend. But 30-year-olds are in the midst of their job. They've gotten raises. They've gotten better jobs. They make more money than teenagers, obviously, or 20-year-olds, and they're not paying off student loans as much. They might have completed them. A lot of them don't, but I'm saying a lot of the people do. They have, you know, spending money. They have a partner. They live in one home, but they don't have kids. So now they just have a pool of money to spend on whatever they want, and so they just find random things that they enjoy and just start spamming purchases on it. And then it's like they carry those trends.
It's like Pokemon cards.
In like 5 years, that'll be Gen Z. 10 years, that'll be Gen Z.
For cornballs. Labubus aren't cute, they aren't luxury, they aren't culture, they are overpriced gremlins that TikTok convince you to worship. This product might have had one of the fastest deaths I've ever seen, though. Like,
majority? I'm not saying majority. I'm saying the majority of millennials will have more money to spend than Gen Zers on stuff because they'll have more money.
The hype died so fast on these. For a month straight, they were everywhere. Blind boxes were sold out instantly. Resellers were charging crazy money for them. People were clipping them to their bags like trophies. But just as fast as it blew up, it vanished. Nobody cares anymore. You don't see the posts. You don't see the lines outside Pop Mart. And those rare ones that people spent hundreds on, they are collecting dust on the shelves. It's the same life cycle as almost every overhyped product. They skyrocket because TikTok and then crash the second the next shiny thing comes out. Labubu went from the Grail collectible to a random plushie in record time. Now let's talk about Prime.
Dude, Prime was so popular with, like, active promotion. Prime in the media space is dying off for sure. I feel like it's just, do you guys buy Prime? Like, be real. Nobody's gonna make fun of you. Do you buy Prime? Do you actively buy Prime? No. Like, it's, I not even that, like, oh, I'm buying Gatorade, right? Like, I'm not buying a competitor of Prime either. I'm just not buying energy hydration drinks. Like, I'm just going to drink water. If I'm being honest, like, I'm either drinking something that's caffeinated and going to get me wired, or I'm drinking water. And if I'm drinking neither of those and I'm drinking something that's flavored, I'm not drinking a hydration sports drink. I'm going to drink like an ice or like a soda or something like that.
Prime, boys. We got prime. We got prime, boys.
Bro, that era where, like, kids this age were collecting Prime bottles and putting, like, LED lights in them, and it was, like, what they had as their collection by, like, their gaming console. They're like, yeah, I've had every flavor. I've had lemon. I've had grape. I've had blue raz. I've had glowberry. I've had ice pop. I've had the USA red, white, and blue flavor. Like, oh, my God. Collect the Prime bottles? I mean, I used to collect, like, soda bottles and glass bottles and stuff. Everybody goes through that weird phase when they're a kid. Oh, no, not everybody. But did you guys go through a phase where you collected random shit that didn't really matter in hindsight? Like silly bands? Silly bands or bottles or rocks or something that you thought was valuable that really had no meaning outside of what you attached to it, which is life in general, really. You know, it's what you make of it. But feathers, yeah, soda tabs. Whenever I feel like once you hit like 8 years old, you're just like, wow, I really love blank. And then you just kind of like get obsessed with that for a year. And then you're just like, dude, one day I gained consciousness and I was like, why do I have so many fucking glass bottles in my room? And I just threw them all out. Not even because somebody made fun of them. I was just like, I don't want these anymore.
Now listen, let's be real, Prime is dead, but when it launched, it was everywhere. Kids were hoarding it, stores were selling out, people were paying scalper prices for plastic bottles of candy water. Logan Paul and KSI had half the world convinced that Prime was the second coming of Gatorade, but now, nobody cares. The shelves are full, the hype is gone, and the only people still drinking it are middle schoolers who think that the ice pop flavor makes them athletes. And honestly, it was never that good to begin with. Every flavor tasted like liquid Jolly Rancher.
Me with Gatorade shoes? Holy fuck. When I was a kid, those Gatorade shoes, I fully believed they fucking made me faster. I genuinely thought, I was like, this is actually upping my athletic abilities. If I eat a Gatorade shoe and then go run, I will perform better.
You drink half a bottle and instantly feel your teeth start dissolving. It wasn't.
You would believe that? I remember I had a classmate. One of the earliest memories I ever had, I've told this before, preschool. I raced a kid named Tyrone in my class. He was very cool. And he had Nike sneakers. I had Skechers. And he tried to convince me that the Nike swoosh physically made him faster. And I was like, no, it doesn't. He said, yes, it does. And that was the extent of the conversation. Then we raced and I won. Barely, though. We ran like 20 meters because we were 5. We ran literally like 20 yards, like 60 feet. And it was like, I beat him by like a foot. And I was like, yeah, guess that proves it. Me being a scientist back then.
Hydration, you know, it was just influencer juice. The label might have said
How do you remember this? Dude, I remember gym class too. We used to have these stretchy bands in preschool. I used to cry in the corner because I would miss my mom. And I literally can picture the room in my brain. I would walk in through the wooden door. I would immediately pivot to the left, sit in like the panic corner, and just go for like 30 minutes. And then randomly, this one, she was like a big lady. She was very sweet. She came over. She'd be like, are you okay, honey? I go, no. She would go, do you want to, like, you know, join the other kids? And I go, oh, yeah. And then I would get up and I would deal with it. Then I'd be fine. It would be every day. Literally every day. I would cry. I remember 3rd grade. I had to transfer schools. And I told my mom, like, she dropped me off. And I was like, I'm going to throw up. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I was so afraid of people. I was so introverted. And that was for like a good portion of my life.
Hydration drink, but the ingredient list said pre-diabetes in a bottle. The funniest part was the resale craze. You know, people were...
During preschool, or God, see, we got to get back to the video. I'm sorry. During recess, I used to sit up on a hill by a tree and I would watch everybody. And I talked about that before. And I would also sometimes sing to myself. I would be like, I want to go home. I remember that. It was so cringe looking back at it. But I used to like just say, I want to go home. Like over and over. I would be like, dude, this sucks. I want to be playing the game. And then I would get home and I would play fucking Paper Mario for like hours. And I would just get stuck on the same spot. Super Mario Sunshine. I would be gaming.
Paying $20 to $30 a bottle during the peak. Imagine telling your kids that you spent sneaker money on a Logan Paul Kool-Aid. This thing was a total fad, and now it's sitting in clearance aisle right next to Bang Energy. I definitely didn't get to all the overhyped product.
Bang Energy. Bro, y'all remember the TikTok era where Bang Energy would be like, so don't you, it'd be like POV, the kid obsessed with Bang in school. It would always be like a fucking skit centered around Bang. So I've been drinking my super creatine lately. I'd be like, bro, this is clearly an ad. That or the coldest water bottle, just over and over again.
It's in this video. So
when I saw somebody with a Bang thing, though, I knew they had to like post multiple times per month, but they were getting a bag. Like if you were a Bang guy, you were probably getting paid, if I had to guess, probably like $3 or $4K a month just to like promo Bang. Coldest water bottle, bro, you're probably getting paid $100 to post like 10 videos. So when I saw somebody post a video with the coldest water bottle in the back, I was like, this motherfucker got scammed. This motherfucker got scammed. The coldest water bottle.
So if this video gets...
Didn't you do that one? No. I applied to be a Bang creator, though. I'm happy they didn't accept me. Or they just left me on red. They never responded. At the time, I wanted to promote Bang, even though I was like, this is a shitty product, because I had no money. I had no money. I was broke. I had just quit at GNC. I probably had like 300K on TikTok. And I was like, bro, there's a chance. There's a chance. There was not a chance. And I'm happy, because looking back at it, that shit was dog ass. G Fuel, I did work with G Fuel for a bit. But that was different. And that was like a stream YouTube thing.
10,000 likes, I will do a part 2. Let me know what I missed down in the comments.
Oh, what did he just say, though?
$20 to $30 a
Prime.
bottle during the peak. Imagine telling your kids that you spent sneaker money on a Logan Paul Kool-Aid. This thing was a total fad, and now it's sitting in clearance aisle right next to Bang Energy. I definitely didn't get to all the overhyped products in this video, so if...
Do you think when we're older and we have kids and they come to us and they're like, Dad, or like, Mom, I need money for this, do you think we'll understand their mindset? Because I'm assuming the trends are going to change even more to like weird shit. I don't know. It's because like, you got to think, your parents looking at you, like if you don't have millennial parents, your parents looking at you and being like, I want $20 to buy this Fortnite skin. Like, they're looking at you like you're crazy, right? Like, what is wrong? Why do you care about that? I look at that and I'm like, okay, it makes sense. I like buying video game skins, right? Even though it is, I know I could recognize that it's a stupid spending of money. It's like, I enjoy that. I just wonder when we're older, if we're going to look back at that and it be even weirder, right? Like your kid coming to you and being like, I need $40 for this. And I'm going to be like, bro, who cares? Like, why do you want that? I don't know. That was a fucking fire video, though. Cheats makes good content. But I got to piss real quick, actually. Count me down 30 seconds.